Okay. I'm here with Katrina Baker, who's the co-director and national organizer for Drinking Liberally. Katrina, what are we doing here tonight? What is this event?
We're here to celebrate 4 years of drinking liberally throughout the country. We're in 208 cities throughout the country where people get together, talk about politics. In blue states, it's a great place to find out about activist opportunities on the left, and in red states, it's also that, but it's also a little bit of a support group to get those people to know that there are liberals around them.
Yeah, I remember Justin saying that there was a new chapter in Idaho. Is that right?
I mean, there are a few chapters in Idaho. Boise was our third chapter, and once Boise came along, everybody and their brother wanted a Drinking Liberally chapter, because how does Boise have a chapter and LA doesn't have a chapter, or all of these other cities you expect to be drinking liberally all the time.
Right.
Boise, Gooding in Idaho is actually our favorite chapter right now, because it's a very small city, if you can call it a city, and the chapter leader there actually got in trouble because people were writing letters to the editor.
What were they saying?
They were saying that she was, against her Christianity in promoting a drinking organization, and the same woman evidently went to her pastor to report her and get her kicked out of her church. Fortunately enough, the pastor is actually attending her Drinking Liberally chapter gathering, so it worked
That's
out.
amazing.
It was great.
So if it's 4 years now, if I do the right math, that means that things started in the run-up to the war. Can you talk about how this all got started and where it got started?
Sure, it got started right here at Rudy's on 44th and 9th in New York. And it got started because people just really needed a place to come together, hang out, talk about politics, talk about what was on their minds. You always hear about how you can't talk about politics and religion in bars. And we wanted to stop that and get people talking about what was really on their minds and what they really cared about. And we needed a supportive network to do that. And so Drinking Liberally happened.
And when does this happen every week?
This happens every Thursday in New York at 7:30 here at Rudy's, and throughout the country people meet weekly and sometimes every other week to do the same thing.
And how do people find out where and when they can go to their Drinking Liberally?
If you go on to drinkingliberally.org, you can see an amazing map of all these different cities around the country who have Drinking Liberally chapters. Click on those and you can see the listing.
That's great. And do you have any other words of advice for various liberals who like to drink?
To go to Drinking Liberally. And don't be afraid to talk to people. There's so many interesting people here tonight and at every Drinking Liberally. And that's part of what we need to do is feel free to disagree with one another, because we got to work that stuff out before we move forward on the left.
Right. Well, thank you so much. That's Katrina Baker. Thank you. That was great.
You're welcome.